Okay, so this is when things get kind of interesting because so far the curve has been fully rotated 360 degrees, but in this question you're going to see that we need to find out how much it has been rotated. So let's read the question and then we'll talk a little bit about this. So they've told us f of x, remember that's the same thing as it being like y equals, and it says the finite region bound by the curve y equals f of x, the line x equals an 8, the x-axis and the line x equals 8, is rotated through theta radians about the x-axis to form a solid of revolution. Given that the volume of the solid formed is 461 over 2 units cubed, use algebraic integration to find the angle through which the region is rotated. Well, let's just quickly start off with some other ideas here. We know that when it is rotated a full 360 degrees, the volume is equal to, this is my volume column, pi y squared dx. Well, let's say it was just rotated 180 degrees. It would be half of that. It would be pi over 2 y squared dx. What about if it was 90 degrees? Well, it'd be a quarter of the original one, so it would be pi over 4 y squared dx. And just one more, if it was 90 degrees, I've done 90 degrees, sorry. What was I going to do? 60 degrees. It would be pi over 6 y squared dx. But what about if I was just rotating it theta degrees? Well, if I was rotating it theta degrees, what I would do is I would divide it by 360, and then I would multiply it by theta, and then I would do the same thing of y squared dx between my limits. But if I was going to be doing it as theta radians, well, instead of dividing by 360 and multiplying it by theta, we know that 360 degrees is 2 pi radians. So I would divide it by 2 pi and then multiply it by the angle for theta, and that would be multiplied by y squared dx. Now this can simplify. So this thing here is going to simplify because the pi's cancel, so you just get theta over 2 y squared dx. The pi has gone because of the pi from the cylinders cancelling with the pi from the equivalent of 360 degrees being 2 pi radians. So this little thing I've written here, you don't need to memorize this formula, but this is the volume when rotated theta radians about the x-axis. And this one up here was rotated theta degrees about the x-axis. But because of the context of this question, they want theta radians. We're going to be using this idea at the bottom here. So let's just read what it said again. So it's 2x to the third. In fact, I'm going to get rid of, no, I'm going to keep all of this stuff down here. I'm going to just do this down at the bottom. So we've got that f of x is equal to 2x to the third plus x to the minus 2 over 3. And we know that the volume, when it's rotated theta over 2, sorry, when it's rotated theta degrees, is going to be equal to theta over 2 y squared dx, and it said that it's between x equals an eighth and x equals 8. And they've told us that the volume is 461 over 2. Okay, so let's figure out what y squared is going to be. It's going to be 2x to the third plus x to the minus 2/3. That's what y is, all squared. And hopefully we can spot a couple of things we can do here. So on both sides of the equation, they're dividing by 2. So I'm just going to multiply both sides by 2 and not write those. So 461 equals theta between an eighth and 8. I'm going to expand the brackets here. So that would be 4x to the 2/3. Be really careful with this bit. So you're going to then have two lots of 2x to the third times x to the minus 2/3, and you're going to have two of those. So there's going to be 4x to the minus third because of the powers here. And then the last part is going to be x to the minus 2/3 times x to the minus 2/3, which is going to be x to the minus 4/3. and that's all with respect to x. If you're not so sure what I've done here, I've just expanded double brackets, and I've just tried to do them with a little bit of side notes to try and make this a bit easier. So 461 equals theta. I'm now going to go into the expansion. So I'm going to increase this power to 5 over 3, and then I'm going to do 4 times 3 over 5, and 4 times 3 over 5 is 12 over 5. I'm going to increase this power to 2 over 3, and I'm going to multiply by 3 over 2, and 4 times 3 over 2 is just 6. So it's plus 6x to the 2/3. This one is going to increase to minus 1/3, because when you add 1 to minus 4/3, you get minus 1/3. And I'm going to multiply it by the reciprocal of that, which is minus 3. And this is between, I don't know why I've started writing minus an eighth. This is just between an eighth and 8. So 461 equals theta. Well, we're going to have here 12 over 5 x to the 5 over 3. I could type this all in the calculator, but I think it might just be worth thinking to yourself that x to the 3rd is the cube root of 8, which is 2. And so x to the 5/3 is just going to be 2 to the 5, and 2 to the power of 5 is 32. So this is 12/5 times 32, plus 6 times, well, that's going to be just 8 to the 3rd, and then squared, so it's going to be 2 squared, which is 4. And I'm going to minus 8 to the minus 1/3, so it's going to be 2.5. And then I'll put that on the calculator afterwards just to show you what I was doing there. And then I'm going to be subtracting 12/5 times by an eighth to the 5/3. Tell you what, I'm just going to do the whole thing on the calculator because I think it's actually going to be quicker than what I was trying to do over here. You've got to show this substitution. So I'm going to just go right back to what I'd done before. I'm going to say it is 12/5 times by 8 to the power of 5 over 3 plus 6 times by 8 to the power of 2 over 3 minus 3 times 8 to the power of minus 1/3. So this beginning bit is 993 over 10. And then I'm going to subtract the same thing, but everything has now got an eighth. So I can quite easily just go through and replace all of these with an eighth. And you get minus 177 over 40. So that is 461 equals, so it's 993 over 10 plus 177 over 40, 4149 over 40, and that's equal to theta. And so I'm going to add in an extra page here. I'm going to solve this equation by doing 461 multiplied by 40 divided by 4149. And I get that theta is equal to 40 over 9 radians. Now, you didn't have to necessarily do this bit at the beginning with simplifying this part. You could have just found it out as pi y squared dx and then done some proportional reasoning at the end. But I kind of liked this idea of trying to simplify what the whole expression is for theta radians. Let's see if we got the right answer. So 40 over 9. Yeah, it is 40 over 9 here. And so you do get a method mark for coming up with this, but actually you could do the whole thing with pi and still get quite a lot of the marks. But it's some pretty ugly numbers that don't seem like they're going right. But you do end up with quite a nice fraction for this at the end. So this isn't really tested in the textbook, but it does come up in a real exam question, which is why I wanted to make sure that you knew what to do when the curve wasn't fully rotated, when it may have been just like a half, a quarter, or in this case, theta radians of a rotation.